Good midday to you, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video, driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at a warm front that's in the process of moving on through, just about to enter some rain shower activity across western Vermont, overspreading all of the region. We're looking at generally under a tenth of an inch to fall across portions of Vermont. This is part and parcel of a weather system that is going to be affecting our region with different types of weather, namely a strong cold front. But it does look like we'll see a lot of this frontal boundary move to the north of our region, setting the stage actually for a better day on Saturday, followed by Saturday night's cold front. So active weather returns, but utility impacts is expected to be low overall. Saturday night's strong cold front will move through, and this will bring gradient wind gusts, tropical-like rainfall briefly for a time, and with combined snowmelt and spring-like flooding. Also followed with that sharply cold front moves in some colder air aloft and at the surface for Sunday morning. This will produce some wet snow. A second and third system will keep conditions active in the middle of next week, though expecting low confidence on those midweek weather systems. Record-breaking warmth of yesterday may return Saturday before that sharp cold front reintroduces winter. You're looking at the Mad River Valley, and you can see that a lot of the snow has melted off now, and we're starting to see those rain showers beginning to work in across the region. Okay, so here's our frontal boundary that's working through the region. You can see it looks like it's just about north of the Canadian border at this point. This would be valid about 1 o'clock in the morning on early Saturday morning. So it transits up to the north. We get a little bit of really nothing going on, a little bit of a gradient wind, a south gradient wind. This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. And then you can see the frontal system moving on through. And this is going to be packing some cold air behind it. Now, call your attention here. This is heavier rainfall, mostly north of the St. Lawrence Valley. Some of that comes off of Lake Ontario, combines with some wet snow. But this is also potentially some thunderstorm activity that could just barely make it into Vermont, most likely dying out as it looks right now. But the way this is going to be working in, you can see right here, and you can see that precipitation amounts fall off just a little bit, but still some pretty healthy amounts here, better than 4/10 of an inch. And in some cases closer to 7/10 of an inch. But as it moves on through, note that it moves on through very quickly. These are 6-hour segments here. So this is some leftover snow and snow shower activity by early Sunday morning. And then during the afternoon on Sunday, and then it's out of here. So a better weather scenario for Sunday. However, we'll have some gradient winds on the backside of that system. It looks like they could be strong enough to produce a couple outages, but not very widespread and generally low impacts, again, for utilities. The next shortwave trough, you can see this is a frontal system, Alberta Clipper system that's going to bring us a little bit of snow, it looks like. So as that system picks up a little bit of Great Lakes moisture, mostly moves to the north and drags a cold front through right here Monday afternoon. It looks like by Monday, really 1 o'clock on, though, that time frame into the Monday afternoon and Monday evening looks like things dry out nicely in just colder conditions. But here comes the next weather system. I have low confidence on this because the rain-snow line has been bobbing back and forth. Yesterday it was mostly rain. Today it looks like we could see a little bit of wet snow on the front side and then change over to wet snow on the back side. So as this next system moves in, this would be valid on Tuesday. And then storm number 2 combines and phases with a shortwave trough. You can see a lot of thunderstorm, jet stream energy here. This looks a little bit more potent. This would be valid, it looks like, beyond this period into basically Wednesday and Thursday. And it looks a little bit more problematical, and especially some winds on the backside based on that pressure gradient. GFS Ensemble centered on Burlington shows you rain changing over to snow. This is our weather system on Saturday night. This would be 0Z, so that'd be Sunday 0Z on the 26th. And then cold enough for all snow. Next set of precipitation works in on that Monday afternoon little shortwave Alberta Clipper system. And then it could be warm enough to mix in with a little bit of rain for the next weather system for both Tuesday and Wednesday as we get into the first week of March, and then it cools off again. And it does look like it stays relatively cold once we pass around the 2nd of March. This is total QPF, or accumulated precipitation, for 1 week, the next 7 days. And what we can see here is 1.5 inches to about 2 inches. This is combined all storms ahead. It's going to be relatively little in terms of precipitation between now until that cold front moves through on Saturday night. Well, colder air is trying to make it further to the east, but you can see that it really, the next 5-day maximum temperatures are cold in the west, still warm in the east, 9 to 12 degrees above normal. What about 3 days later? About 6 degrees above normal. So we do cool off a little bit with that trough and that strong cold front that powers in and kind of kills off the some of the warmth anyway. 3 to 7 days total. And looking at temperatures above normal, you can see with the temperature anomalies here, cold to the west, warm to the east. This is what's being flushed out. Take a little bit of a different look here. Cold in the west, warm in the east, colder North Pacific, and so forth. Looking at straight melted precipitation with our incoming weather system here. That's the warm front that moves to the north. We have a slot of drier air out ahead of it. And then here comes the cold front. And these are the 6-hourly amounts. So we go from here across New York. You can see amounts greater than 1.32 or 1.3, and then we see about 7/10 of an inch, it looks like, in the some parts of north central Vermont, northeast kingdom. So we see a far reduction here. Now also, this is going to be transitioning as this cold front moves on through, with colder air working in aloft at the surface. It'll be transitioning to snow. So we can see here that some rain in the valleys and snow in the mountains. And temperature, this would be valid about 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. And looking at our current temperature here, so we're basically right about 33, 32 degrees. And then as we get into the morning hours, those temperatures continue to fall as colder air pushes off to the east. Okay, here comes our winds. I'm focusing a southeasterly wind. This would be valid Saturday morning. This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Wind gusts, not too bad yet. But by the evening, we're seeing a fairly powerful cold front that will have some strong gradient winds out ahead of it, and then also with it right along the frontal system. And so that's what's stirring this up here. And as it moves through parts of New York, it'll be much stronger, but weaken as it heads into Vermont just a little bit. Now, carrying that a little bit further over, you can see the frontal boundary roughly right here, and this is valid at about 7 o'clock in the evening on Saturday evening. And these winds are going to be starting to shift more of a west to northwesterly direction. So they pick up again. We have real good mixing, a lot of clearing skies with a lot of sunshine on Sunday. And that's going to increase those winds to this point here where the southern Green Mountains are registering some stronger winds, gusts in the 50s at summit level, and that may carry over just slightly east of the Greens. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.